let's listen and learn from the pioneer of accessory making. A big round of applause to the owner of our Aranaz PH, the creative director and executive director of Aranaz and Sofa Design Institute, Miss Amina Aranaz-Alunan. Hi.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon and happy Women's Month. Take the stage.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm so glad to be here, and I'm here to share with you the story of Aranaz, our journey of a handbag line. For those that may not know Aranaz, Aranaz is a brand of handbags that is all made in the Philippines. It was actually started by my mom over here, and soon after, my sister and I joined her in creating this brand. What we do in Aranaz is really to promote Filipino handcrafted bags. And for us, it's actually going beyond selling fashion. We're not just selling fashion. We're not about selling bags. For us, we really discovered that through fashion can actually be something that is a way to serve the nation, a way to give livelihood to people. Of course, it all started with just our love for fashion, and I didn't realize that by following this passion, this love for fashion, it can go beyond myself, beyond what some people would think is a frivolous industry. And what are the beginnings of the brand? The brand started in 1980, founded by my mom, as I said, and she started as a manufacturer. So at that time, Aranaz as a brand did not exist. She was a manufacturer for major American designer brands. And in fact, I grew up in the bag factory. I grew up seeing Filipino handmade bags, our workers, Filipino hands, making bags for premium designer labels that are sold across the world. Every month, I would open a copy of InStyle magazine, Vogue magazine, Harper's Bazaar Philippines, and see a bag made in my mom's factory, but of course, it had an American designer, not a Filipino brand on it. And that is sort of what propelled me to create the brand. The dream was to create a Filipino fashion brand that will be known around the world. Because I really have always felt that made in the Philippines is something that we should be proud of. Early on, I questioned why somehow made in the Philippines was seen as something of inferior quality. We grew up in a world that imported brands were better. Me growing up as a young girl, as a young budding fashionista, we only wore imported brands as a kid. And I wanted to challenge this because if Filipino handbags or Filipino goods were good enough for these international designers, why can't it be good enough for the Filipina as well? So what we did was we really wanted to use Aranaz, use the bags to tell the Filipino story to the world. Because if you look at our pieces, it really touches all parts of the Philippines. Each Aranaz bag many parts, a bag is made out of 10 different components, and each component can come from different provinces around the Philippines. From Bulacan to South Cotabato, to Cebu, to Sulu, each province is known for a certain raw material, which we combine in the bags that we create. So, going back, in 1999, we first launched the Aranaz brand through Christmas bazaars. All we did was every October until December was join different Christmas bazaars. And we did this for a very long time. 1999 till 2005, we were just in Christmas bazaars. Apart from bazaars, we also opened up our home outside the bazaar season so people could come to our house and buy the bags. And in 2005 was when we finally opened our first store at Power Plant Mall. Power Plant Mall was really a strong, supportive, very supportive of Filipino brands, and they were one of the first to really support us. And Greenbelt 5 eventually followed. And from then on, all we really did was focus on the local market because I wanted to challenge the Filipina fashionista to wear Filipino, to be proud to wear something Filipino. And I also really, and in fact, I would be so excited every time I would hear that somebody would come to the store and they would ask if our pieces were imported. And I was so excited to say that no, these are handmade in the Philippines. So, after really nurturing the Filipina fashionista, the Filipino woman, the challenge was still there. If you remember, the dream was to create a global Filipino fashion brand. And the challenge was how do we bring our brand to the global market? So in 2012, we took our steps to venture into the international market through trade shows, a variety of trade shows in Manila, such as Manila Fame, but also around the world as well, like in Hong Kong, in London, in Paris, in the US. And this was the first collection we showcased to the international market. These were our first lookbooks of that time. And we were so lucky that it caught the eye of the Queen Mathilde of Belgium. So she bought and I say bought. We did not give this. She bought 4 of our bags from that collection. And then our first big break was an email. Our first big break in the international market was an email that I got from Bettina Santo Domingo. She was an owner of this website called, a relative of an owner of this website called Moda Operandi, which was a New York-based website, which was part of my dream list. When I said I wanted to bring the brand international, I did a wish list of all the stores I wanted Aranaz to be sold in, and Moda Operandi was the top of my list. And they emailed us because they were interested in our collection. And we started selling on Moda Operandi. This was the bag that caught their eye. And it was also the bag, the flamingo tote, has now become a signature of our brand because it is something that really launched us in the international market. We got featured after that. Moda Operandi was also quite, I would say, they have a popular reputation in the fashion industry, so it really opened doors for us. Then also, Selfridges in London was also one of our first major international retailers because of this flamingo embroidered bag. My mom, my sister, and I, and my daughter with my family, we flew to London because we wanted to see the bags on the department store floor. And more features came from Vogue France, Vogue Australia. This one also is so memorable to me because in this feature, they really mentioned Manila, Philippines. And that's what I wanted. I really wanted to put Manila, the Philippines, Filipino handmade craft in the forefront. And by 2018, Aranaz was being sold in 200 stores across the world from the USA, Middle East, Japan, UK, Russia, and Europe. Some of the stores that carried us and continue to carry us, Le Bon Marché, which also, like I said earlier, I created a wish list. And I'm so happy that we managed to check each and every store in our wish list. Our stall in Harvey Nichols, There's also this French website called 24/7, which is owned by Le Bon Marché. More stores from across the world. And Aranas girls from around the world. And it's just so exciting because for us, for every girl who holds Aranas bag, it's a way for them to get a piece of Filipino culture. When you buy a bag of ours, you'll see a tag and it says, "This is a piece of Filipino culture in your hand." So that is the journey of Aranas so far, bringing it to the international market. And we continue. You know, what did we do? I think my time's up, but I think very quickly, what did we do from 2022 to what kept us busy the past 2 years? We continued forward, we moved forward, we continued to create. We did not stop, we were not frozen. During the pandemic, we managed to get into 2 more new major retailers like Neiman Marcos and El Corte Inglés in Spain. And we also did some home. All of us were home, right? So we also ventured into some home products as well. And of course, we dove into the online store, online selling. We really worked on our website and doing worldwide shipping. And that is the Aranas journey so far. It is not over. I think before I end, I just want to say that one thing that has always propelled us at Aranaz, that has always led me to move forward, is that I am as excited today as I was 25 years ago. Aranaz is 25 years old, but each day for me is so exciting. You know, I love being in the factory. I love being with our workers. In fact, during the pandemic, being with my workers it still is. It's my happy place. I love being in the factory with them, just creating and just really seeing. And I just have to say, you just also have to keep dreaming. I always believe, please dare to dream big. You know, never allow yourself to be paralyzed by fear or by intimidation. And know that as long as your intentions in your business is coming from a place of kindness, purity, and sincerity, following your heart is definitely a good way to go. I have never done any of my businesses only out of money, while of course, a business is a business, so you need to pay the bills, you need to be able to profit from it, but make sure that first and foremost, it is your heart, your purpose, your dream that propels you forward. So thank you very much and good afternoon.